Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. Today we are going to be talking to Captain Blair Harkleroad with the Nevada High Patrol about the uptick in crashes, causes, and the new uniform, plus our Power Pundit panel. That's next on an all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
Nearly 200,000 Nevadans work in retail businesses, supporting families and the community. Nevada's retail businesses generated over $2 billion in sales tax revenue in 1 year, including nearly $700 million to help our schools. Shop around and see all that Nevada's retailers offer our state.
We're the Retail Association of Nevada, representing thousands of Nevada businesses.
Businesses that work for Nevada.
Pro Group Management specializes in providing industries with the necessary components to satisfy and exceed workers' comp requirements. Every business has unique needs and specific regulations. Pro Group Management stays ahead of the curve, providing up-to-date services to keep your industry in top form. Discover how we simplify your tasks, improve efficiency, and reduce expense to keep you moving in a positive direction. Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you.
Truck drivers are some of the hardest working people you'll meet, delivering over 70% of America's freight and 92% of Nevada's. When there's a natural disaster, they're delivering critical supplies to help those communities recover and rebuild. Every sector of the economy and our nation's military rely on truck drivers. So let's take a moment to say thank you. On the open road or city streets, our truck drivers are rolling to make our economy and our nation stronger. Trucking moves America forward.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad, a no-holds-barred political forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
Welcome back to Nevada Newsmakers. We are here with Captain Blake Harkleroad of the Nevada High Patrol, and you're wearing a different uniform. I mean, that's the first thing folks can see. So tell us about that change and transition that just occurred 1st of January.
Yeah, so about 3 years ago, we looked at changing our uniform back to more of a state agency type uniform. And as you're aware, before that, we had about a 10-year period where we were in a dark navy blue uniform, the traditional city PD type uniform. And then prior to that, we had a French blue version of this uniform that was more of a state agency type uniform. So about 3 years ago, we developed this uniform, and we took bits and pieces of our heritage and put that into this uniform. We used some colors from both our French blue uniform and that navy blue. And since we are like, the silver state, obviously, so we wanted to incorporate the gray and really stand out from our other law enforcement agencies around the state, so they know that the Department of Public Safety is on scene, and the Highway Patrol, specifically. But so that's how we came up with this. So about 2 years ago, we started to work with the uniform company, mass produce it, start issuing it out to our employees, and then effective January 1st of this year, this was the Class A and B uniform color.
So how are folks taking that? Because, I mean, you buy your own uniforms, right?
Yeah, so we get a little bit of a uniform allowance, and we buy our own uniforms, and
so how much is a
maintain
uniform?
It's roughly probably just shy of $200 for a shirt and a pants.
And it's not something you can throw in the washer, right?
You can do both. So you can wash, you just have to be careful in your laundering. Dry cleaning is also the option as well. So it's kind of whatever you really want to do as the officer. So, but as long as it meets within our uniform standards as far as tailoring and pressing and stuff like that.
So how folks taking the change?
The public, everybody that I've run into on the road and in restaurants and stuff like that, they've liked the uniform. I haven't heard a bad thing about it. Employees, the same thing. Some of them, a little bit of change. Of course, there's a little bit of pushback, but overall, I think it's we're very positive.
Well, I can imagine summertime in Las Vegas. That's a lot better.
Yeah.
Than the dark.
Yeah, and well, I mean, we are dealing with some not complaints, but some identifiable issues that we're trying to tailor the uniform to, and some options in there. So not with the color or anything, but just in kind of the cut and some options of pockets and stuff like that. So, but the manufacturers are working with us, and it's been a breath of fresh air for the department. So
well,
really
now that we got the fun stuff out of the way,
yeah.
Let's talk about kind of what you do, the base mission, the high patrol. How are crashes? I mean, I know in the commercial industry, we're seeing a tiny little decrease in crashes. Preliminary numbers show we had we didn't have as many fatalities in 2018 as 2017, which is something that's always good, and you know, celebrate that. But what are you seeing in terms of enforcement, and how do you enforce out there to make sure that folks are driving safe?
Well, we educate our staff basically on what the Highway Patrol calls is their big five, and this is what we figured causes the most crashes. So one of our goals in our strategic plan is to reduce injuries and property damage and fatals on our highways, and that's our number one goal, if you will. So by educating our staff on enforcing the big five, and when I talk about the big five, I'm talking about obviously speed enforcement, hazardous moving violations, impaired driving, seatbelt usage, and then distracted driving. And distracted driving, you know, the cell phones and that sort of thing.
Is that more, I mean, I would imagine that's more prevalent today than it's ever been. Is that more prevalent than speed, or, I mean, seatbelts, I think, you know, you see it more than I do, but I mean, I don't know anybody that doesn't wear a seatbelt. Yeah, I mean,
we do see the lack of seatbelt usage out there on the road, and to the best of our ability, we'll take that enforcement. Distracted driving, I think, is, you see that all the time. I mean, how often you drive around with somebody that even, you know, they get their phone up, and then with today's technology in the new cars, I mean, it automatically pairs to your phone, and you shouldn't have to do any of that. But so we really do target.
And I do have my hands on the wheel.
Yeah,
I may hit the Siri button.
There you go. So we do target that, but speed is an issue. We do take our speed enforcement very seriously, and you know, we target different things. With the Highway Patrol, being that we're a statewide agency, so Nevada is very geographically different. So, you know, Reno urban traffic is what we call it for our officers that work here. You know, it's a different environment than our officers that are working in Tonopah. But speed and hazardous moving violations and all that, that's why we figured our big five, I mean, they do apply to all those areas. So, and those are our leading causes of crashes, so inattention and that sort of thing.
And are we seeing a uptick, downtick?
It's been about the same. The numbers don't really stand out as far as a big increase or big decrease. We're in about the same. Fatals, you know, I know we are in an uptick, and we're trying to address those issues now. And but we always have been addressing them. But what we do is we really look at why they're occurring. You know, we look at driving patterns, driving incidents, and then is there engineering issues. And we work with our partner agencies to figure those things out too, like NDOT and stuff like that. So it's not just us out there trying to figure it out, but we do reach out to our allied agencies.
We are here with Captain Blair Harkleroad, get that right,
Yeah.
with the Nevada Highway Patrol, and we are going to be right back on Nevada Newsmakers.
Tamarack Junction is South Reno's hotspot with over 450 of the latest slots and video games. Sully's Sports Bar, the Dining Car Restaurant, William Hill Sportsbook, and the Tamarack Steakhouse and Lounge. We're just north of the Summit Mall in South Virginia.
Yeah. How do you shed some light on a better economy? Start with growth inspired by Valley Electric Association. We're a member-owned power company that puts Nevada first, and we're doing big things, like providing prosperity by securing renewable energy projects. For Nevada, that means more jobs and more opportunities, all for a strong statewide economy. In other words, together, we're doing powerful things. Visit us at vea.coop to learn more.
Hi, I'm Eric Robnett, owner of Home Energy Experts. Has this ever happened to you?
Honey, did you remember to turn down the thermostat?
Forgetting to set the temperature? Not fun. We can help. Our new smart thermostat keeps the temperature set for your comfort all by itself.
I'm feeling hot now.
To increase your comfort, go to homeenergyexperts.com for details. That's homeenergyexperts.com.
The signs and symptoms of cataracts can start out small with subtle changes in your vision. So don't wait. Be proactive and take your vision into your own hands. If you're experiencing the onset of cataracts or just have questions, contact your eye care professional or call Eye Care Associates of Nevada today. Dr. Hiss has years of experience specializing in the surgical correction of eye disorders and has completed over 84,000 vision correcting procedures. At Eye Care Associates of Nevada, we'll change the way you look at the world.
The Tamarack Junction Steakhouse is known for signature steaks, handcrafted cocktails, and world-class wines. Join us Thursdays and Friday nights from 4:30 to 6:30 in the Steakhouse Lounge for live music, gourmet plates, and well-priced wines, just north of the Summit Mall on South Virginia.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
Welcome back to Nevada Newsmakers. We are here with Captain Blair Harkleroad with the Nevada High Patrol. We're talking about enforcement, new uniforms. You know, one of the things you mentioned, one of your big 5 things that you do focus on is impaired driving. You know, are we seeing a difference in a state with, you know, legalized recreational marijuana? Have we seen an uptick there, or is there really any noticeable difference prior to legalization?
Yeah, I mean, we do see a little bit of an uptick. We've always focused on impaired driving, and when I talk about impaired driving, I'm talking about alcohol and then obviously our narcotics, to include marijuana is what you're hinting to, and then including pharmaceuticals as well. So we've always done that enforcement. The legalization of it, it is what it is. So we do see a little bit of an uptick because of the recreational use, but...
How about pharmaceuticals? I mean, that is something, you know, I swear I'm driving, you know, and somebody's driving really slow. It's like, okay, that person's stoned.
Yeah.
If they're all over the road drunk. And I mean, if they're just kind of out of their gourd with what they're doing, changing lanes, you know, it's like, okay, maybe they're taking pills. You know,
and that's it. I mean, a lot of people, they may not consider, you know, that pain medication as an impaired driving source, if you will. So
are people unaware of that? I mean, when you pull somebody over and they're on prescription medicine, is that something they're aware of, that they're actually impaired while they're driving?
A lot of them, you know, some people just don't really consider that when they take that. I mean, that's why it says it on the bottle, right? Don't operate heavy machinery and drive and all that other stuff. So, you know, people just need to remember that if they are taking those medications, how does that impact their driving ability? And that's something that they should really speak with their doctor and stuff and really remember how those effects do occur and then what happens to them on the roadway. So, and how that can have life-changing results.
Well, and I mean, that's, you know, that's something, you know, I dealt with. Actually, it was, you know, little 70-year-old lady who was drinking a bottle of cognac. You know, 7:30 at night, got my kids in my truck, coming down Rayleigh. She ended up, you know, coming towards me on the road, honked the horn. She goes on the other side, going head on in traffic, ended up T-boning my truck, and then running away. And I just want to say the professionalism with the folks, the High Patrol, making sure everybody was okay, being there. You know, I was on the phone with 911. Luckily, there was an officer in Reno on Rio Wrangler, officer down at the Maverick, or a trooper down at the Maverick who saw everything and, you know, immediately came over and, you know, helped end that situation. But just really professional folks. You know,
we really appreciate that.
So
we strive for that professionalism in our agency, and we educate our people on the importance of that and how they can really affect people's lives, both, you know, positively and negatively. So, but we always strive for professionalism.
With, you know, this, you know, little old drunk lady. But I was very impressed with how they dealt with her too. I mean, it wasn't, you know, an adversarial type thing. I mean, it was, you know, they handled it with care. So I mean, you know, on both sides. I mean, that definitely was impressive to me. Let's talk about recruitment. I know you've had the High Patrol's always had trouble keeping folks. You know, a lot of them end up going to the local agency after they've been trained by the state. You know, what are you guys doing in terms of recruitment, reaching out and trying to get more folks in?
We've done quite a bit with recruiting. We've kind of taken it into our own hands and held recruiting, I don't want to call them seminars, but events. We encourage the public to come out. We are openly recruiting 365 days a year. Actually, we have a banner on our office. If you drive southbound on 580, you can see it on the back side of the shop. And, you know, we encourage people who are interested in this profession, who believe they would fit in well, you know, to go online, log in, apply, get to one of the testing sites and come in. Basically what we're seeing is we are seeing some that leave because of personal reasons, you know, pay benefits. But we are seeing, you know, it's just a turnover just due to time and service. You know, they're getting to the end of their career, and depending on where they're at, we are seeing a turnover in that area as well. So we've lost quite a few just due to retirement. You know, it was a class that came in 25 years ago, and here we are. So, but yeah, that's what our efforts are there. We're constantly out recruiting and looking and,
so what does
and
it
training.
Take,
so
what does it take to become a member of the High Patrol? I remember, you and I were talking earlier, your stepdad, Gary Wolf, somebody who I worked with at the legislature quite a bit. He would tell me stories about the academy at CHP. I mean, it almost sounded like white glove.
Oh yeah,
in terms of how
he told me the same stories. So
how they treated folks. So what does it take to become a member of the High Patrol, and who are you looking for to be that kind of ideal candidate?
Well, we're looking for those people that, like we just talked about, professionalism, right? So they're very professional, they're well-rounded, self-starters, very balanced individuals. They balance themselves out personally in their professional life. We do encourage education. That is one thing that we look for. And then, just a clean background. And really people that can think for themselves and get out there, because the Highway Patrol is different in a way that, you may not have. I started in Tonopah, so I spent 2.5 years there, and you were it, right? When you were on duty, you didn't have another trooper per se. There might have been another one on change of shift, or you might have overlapped during the week. But you were by yourself, so you better learn how to talk to people. So as in local areas like an urban environment, you do have other agencies there to assist. So we're looking for those individuals that can work by themselves and are very well-rounded and self-starters. So, but more importantly, professionals, both personally and at work. So.
Well, and it's something I've appreciated every time I get pulled over. So
there you go.
Thank you very much, Captain. Really appreciate you having here. And from my paying job, I really do appreciate the High Patrol and the partnership that we have with you in safety with the trucking industry. It's something that we hold dear, and I really appreciate you coming here today and talking to everybody on Newsmakers.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Hey, Captain, thank you.
Care.
We'll be right back with our Power Pundit panel on an all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
Dimitri Prine here for Design Outdoor. Come visit Design Outdoor's store and backyard to see our wide selection of fire pits, barbecues, and pizza ovens, natural stone water features and fountains, and frost-proof pottery. Our store and backyard are located at 11600 South Virginia, just north of DeMonte Ranch Parkway. Visit designoutdoor.com or call us at 851-9499.
Hey guys, are you watching the game at a friend's or the bar again because you can't watch at home with your wife? Or worse, because she kicked you out and kept your couch, your flat screen, and your kids? What's the one thing a man needs when he loses a good woman? A good lawyer. And when he loses a bad woman, he needs a great lawyer. What makes a good woman a bad woman? You tell me. You're the one that can't watch the game in your own home. I'm men's rights attorney Marilyn York, and I represent men in divorce, custody, and family law matters.
Hi, I'm Dave Newman. Remember me? I used to be the house detective, and now I'm a realtor, full-time at RE/MAX Realty Affiliates. And a lot of people ask me, how's the market? You know what? It's fantastic. If you're even kicking around the idea of buying or selling, give me a call. Let's talk about it. Call me at RE/MAX Realty Affiliates and just ask for the guy who used to be the house detective, Dave Newman.
Everyone is talking about opioids, but they're not the only drugs that can be harmful if taken in large quantities or not as prescribed. You also need to be aware of side effects from anxiety drugs, muscle relaxants, sleep aids, and stimulants. Mixing prescription drugs with other drugs or alcohol can be dangerous. If you take an Ambien with a glass of wine, it may be enough to stop you from breathing. Prescribed drugs can be just as dangerous as illegal drugs. Take medications only as directed.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
Welcome back to Nevada Newsmakers. As promised, we are continuing our conversation from yesterday with Howard Rosenberg, Sam Kumar, and Mike Draper. And it's not really yesterday. I mean, they didn't stay overnight. We just, we're taping 2 shows in one day. So I'm ruining the magic for everybody. We were having a discussion about the speech from the Oval Office, about the response. And Sam, I mean, you do have a unique perspective compared to everybody else on this panel because, you're a legal immigrant here. So talk to me about that process. When did you come here and how long did it take you to become a citizen?
I came here back in 1988 on a student visa, And I graduated, at the end of which I was given, the process may have changed now because I'm obviously out of the system from that standpoint. I get a 9-month-long employment authorization document, and if I don't find employment and get on a different visa status, then I'm gone. And that happened within 3 months of that document, and then as soon as I got, I think it was an H-1 visa or something like that, I applied for permanent residency. I got my permanent residency somewhere around 95, and then you had to wait for 5 years before you're eligible to apply for citizenship. I did everything pretty much on day one of eligibility, and for the citizenship, because there was a backlog, I did it 3 months before. Why not 6 months before? If you're too early, they kick you out, you start all over again. So despite doing everything pretty much on day one of eligibility, it took me until 2000 March before I became a naturalized
So it was a
citizen.
12-year process.
Yes.
And I mean, you know, when I look at it, I do think this is an area where, you know, it is ripe for a deal. I think I do feel bad for the folks that have to show up to work. You know, federal government workers have to show up to work and not get paid.
That's it.
I mean, that's a problem. But I mean, I don't see how compromise is so elusive in this.
Neither do I.
And I think that's most concerning watching something like last night. The issue is being lost in this. If the issue is let's make it to where you don't have to wait 12 years to become a citizen, if the issue is to make sure we're giving all of the opportunity we possibly can be giving for people to come and take advantage of the opportunities that come with living in the United States, that's great. Let's have those conversations. But this is being lost because of an unwillingness on both sides to actually have a real policy discussion. It's being lost. And what's weird here is there's actually a physical a building, in this case a wall, that's where it's getting lost. We're getting lost on the actual physical part, not the principle of what's being discussed. I would argue that there's not a ton of Republicans that voted for Trump that think a wall is the solution, a physical barrier is the solution.
Well, I don't think there's the solution, but
Correct.
I do think it's part of it. Yeah. I mean, I
And
have
none
a
of the other
fence around my
discussions
house. I mean, I know my members with trucks, they have fences. I mean, it's something you do to secure something.
And that's what but if there was an alternate proposed, if the other side came and said, here's what we want to see and how we want to address it and some of the things that we want to see happen, then a discussion can be had.
But Mike, they keep saying that there is an alternate out there. I just don't know what it is. What is it that they're proposing?
All I keep hearing is more of the same. Let's just add a little more funding and do a little bit more of the same. And that is my point is, what is the alternate?
So to me, if the president has shut down the government and people are being hurt, it would seem to me that anyone could see this isn't the way to go about doing what needs to be done. Open the government back up so that it's functioning the way it needs to function. People are being paid, and then let's talk to one another. Not for 45 minutes.
But Sam, don't
but
you think if he does that, he loses some leverage?
It's more than leverage. They've been talking for 32 years, Howard. Nothing has happened. Status quo favors the Democrats who want more illegal immigrants in this country.
Who has been talking for 32 years?
The Congress, the presidents, everyone have been talking about this for. How did tell me in '86? Part of the deal, IRCA, was Reagan signed it. It was enforcement. It was punishment for employers who hire illegals, except the enforcement never took place. Amnesty took place, so that's a problem you have. We've been deceived once. We're not going to play this game again and again and again. Status quo favors the Democrats. Let's just bring it down to numbers. We are talking about a budget which is $4 trillion. Every year annually, totally, all included. Mm-hmm. The ask is $5 billion, which is 1/8 of 1%. This is not about money. This is about Democrats, to Mike's point, not wanting to give Trump because the idea came from Trump.
That's my fear, Howard, is how many good ideas get lost, even if we agreed that some of it, because if I say, yeah, it's an incremental part of the budget, this clearly isn't the silver bullet, but it's part of a solution, we agree there should be some kind of barrier, that kind of thing, and I concede that to the president, then am I reestablishing or reaffirming his re-election chances and you know, condoning some of that. That's what I'm concerned about right now. Is this country's gotten so lost on whether or not this president should be re-elected or not. Let's face it, that's really the discussion that we're having. That we're not having policy discussions.
No, and I mean, I think Congress hasn't done a very good job, you know, really, probably in my lifetime.
I don't think this
these
president
issues.
has done a very good job either. So we've got two of them that aren't functioning. How do we get them to function? Do we slap them upside the head and say, now start behaving like grown-ups?
I don't get.
Well, I'm perfectly willing. I'll pack tomorrow. I'll try.
See, this issue goes back to 2016. Yesterday, Crying Chuck, I'm going to call him Crying Chuck because that nonsense about, you know, I'm so emotionally overcome, I have no tolerance for that. He's acting and he needs to be called out for that. Back in 2016, President Trump got elected. They still feel, the Democrats, that it was an illegitimate election. It was reflected in yesterday's point. Well, the presidents have used Oval Office for, you know, noble purposes. This is not noble.
All right. That's got to be the last word. We're running up on the time.
Sarcastic Sam.
All right. We'll be right back.
They said it exactly.
A bird's eye captures its surroundings at different heights. At Brian Culpa Photography, we can make your imagination soar over buildings, parks, cityscapes, and beyond. Brian's images tell the story and get the job done. If you need a new perspective to tell your story, contact Brian today. Brian Culpa Photography. Experience the bird's eye view at brianculpaphotography.com.
Hi, my name's Marilyn Miner, and I'm sure you'd agree that Nevada's a very special place to live. I was born here, and my husband and I have raised our family here. I feel it's a privilege to live and work in the Truckee Meadows. I especially enjoy helping my clients reach their real estate goals. Sometimes the smallest details provide the greatest satisfaction. I'd be complimented to talk to you about your next move.
Call Marilyn Miner at Dixon Realty, 742-1280, or log on to marilynminer.com.
St. Ives Florist, for every holiday and every special occasion. For romance. Custom home design. We have the largest selection of fresh flowers in northern Nevada. And we also offer a large selection of unique gift items. Come see me, Lori Ann, at St. Ives Florist, 700 South Wells Avenue, or call me at 333-9190.
Take a look at Pro Group Management and see how your workers' comp requirements can be met head-on. By taking a proactive approach, Pro Group can assure that your company is meeting or exceeding state and federal standards. As you move forward in your industry, Pro Group moves with you, simplifying regulatory tasks, clearing the way so you can get the job done and look to your future success. Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you.
Next week, Ray Hager is going to be here talking with football coach for the University of Nevada, Jay Norville, Assembly Majority Leader Teresa Benitez-Thompson, Bethany Drysdale with the Nevada Department of Tourism, and gaming analyst Ken Adams. That's next week on Nevada Newsmakers. Thanks for watching and listening.